Hi there, Rob here with today's Western Pacific weather update. It's currently the 3rd, going into the 4th of June 2012, approximately midnight Japan Standard Time. That's about 15 Zulu for everybody watching here worldwide, and we are still talking about Typhoon now, Mawar. It has been upgraded by the RSMC, or the Japan Meteorological Agency, so the official agency has upgraded this, but all other agencies, including the Joint Typhoon Warning Center, Korea Meteorological Agency, Pagasa, Taiwan, and also CMA have already upgraded this to a typhoon status earlier in the day. So JMA actually just a little bit late, but they did finally go ahead and put this out here. And at this time, though, fairly obvious. Why so? Plenty of good inflow coming in from the south. If we look at this enhanced infrared imagery, you can see all these higher cloud tops wrapping around that center of circulation. A little bit of drier advection off towards the north. Actually, in these darker blues shows an exceptional high amount of dry air, and that's causing some intrusion going into it. But all in all, though, plenty of moisture and really kind of outweighing that dry air. But look at here on the last several frames, a fairly clear eye forming up, and actually in the infrared imagery you can see that eye wall. But on the northwestern periphery there is a little bit of a break in it, and actually if we look at microwave imagery from earlier this afternoon, you can see the southern portion of that eye wall has that high cloud tops. Those areas indicated in the red, those are going to be those stronger thunderstorms with those gustier winds. But the northwestern periphery, accompanied by that drier intrusion, it's kind of weakening off that eye wall around that center of circulation, so it's keeping it at bay from becoming a severe or a super typhoon. But at this time, though, the Joint Typhoon Warning Center actually expects this to go up to about the equivalent of a Category 3, a hurricane in the Atlantic. And that's not good news at all. Actually, coming out of the Philippines, there's already been 2 reports of deaths out here. Very sad news there indeed. And also several reports of people still missing and numerous injuries, including due to flooding, but also landslides. Actually, there was a landslide that fell on a shop yesterday. Now, at first I did hear reports of only 1 injury from that. Actually, it does sound like 2. So landslides, we always talk about it and how these heavy rains could become a risk, but it really comes a reality when you actually hear these reports. But this is also a photo of a flood coming out of the Philippines as well, just showing one of these neighborhoods, and this is the numerous cases across the entire country here where you have shops and houses just being submerged by these heavy rainfall assisted by the southwest monsoon and our typhoon out here. And if we actually go back to the satellite imagery here, you can see all that inflow coming in. That's that southwest monsoon also assisting the development of this storm. So with that said, you can be expecting this heavy rainfall going into the coming week here, actually, as that monsoonal rains continue to kick up. So more flooding, more landslides could be a very serious threat across most of the Philippines. But into the future here, where's this storm system, that center of circulation, going to be going next? Well, it's actually setting eyes here towards the northeast, could be affecting the main island of the southern Japanese islands here. That's Okinawa. Should be just skirting off towards the southeast. If we pull up the Joint Typhoon Warning Center's track on here, you can see that they're actually just on the left side of that cone of air before it pushes off towards the north. Looks like it should be passing by Okinawa by approximately 120 nautical miles with that wind speed. Look at that, 90 knots at that max intensity. So tropical storm force winds likely will be expanding out towards the islands there, accompanied by that high surf and definitely rip currents. Not one of those days you'll be wanting to venture out to the oceans here and catch some of these waves, because it could be possibly very dangerous. But let's take a look around at what the other agencies are saying, and you're actually taking a look at what Taiwan currently holds for this tropical system, expecting to pass well east of Taiwan, but their agency is putting out warnings indicating the fact that there probably will be heavy rains at least going throughout Wednesday and the Thursday, so you have that risk of flooding there as well. And then here, the Hong Kong Observatory, another one of your WMO platforms out here, well east of Hong Kong. You have nothing to worry about. If we have any viewers out here that are kind of nervous about where this storm's going to be going, well, it doesn't look like it's going to be going anywhere close to it. But check this out. Hong Kong actually puts it a little bit closer to Okinawa than some of the other agencies here. And then JMA, the official agency out here in the Western Pacific. I'm not going to be showing Pagasa. It does look like the storm's continuing to move away from the Philippines. And what I have noticed in the past with Pagasa is that once the storm starts moving away, their forecast kind of deteriorates. So we're not even going to be mentioning that. But at this time, though, central pressure is at 970 HPA. Here are hectopascals, winds at 65, gusting up to 95 knots. It's still pushing off towards the northeast, and it's expecting to make that recurvature signature. But let's pull up the center line here and show that it is going to be just southeast of Okinawa and even just southeast of mainland Japan here. It should remain well off the coast, but some of those outer rain bands still could be affecting the islands here. And with that, you have the threat of thunderstorms, lightning, obviously, with that, the gusty winds, but also tornadoes that could be coming out of some of those heavy rain bands. If you go back to the satellite imagery, and if we pull up actually the water vapor imagery, you can kind of see this clearly on some of these higher cloud tops, these outer rain bands in here. Well, those are the ones that could be having those rain-shrouded tornadoes, and we always seem to hear about that, the fact that some weak tornadoes are often reported with these tropical systems, so something you also have to keep on guard with. But as far as the bases out here in Okinawa, I have the latest report I saw was that they're still in TCCOR 3, likely going to be upgrading to TCCOR 2 within the next 12 to 24 hours if you're watching this here on the 4th of June. So at this time, you definitely want to take all of your stuff indoors if you have any lawn furniture outside or toys outside in anybody's yard. And that goes for anybody out here watching across the entire southern Japanese islands. You do want to be taking your proper precautions. But that is all for right now, everybody. Thanks again for watching here at westernpacificweather.com. As always, if you have any questions, comments, or suggestions, please post them in the comment box below. Have a great day.